Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, December 1st, 2019. It's the last month of a decade. You got through it. Can you believe it? Here's to a better decade and decades to come. Thank you so much for coming on today. If you're new, please check out my website, lisahopp.com. That's lisahopp.com. If you're coming back, thank you so very much. I'm amazed every week of the testimonials that I get. Excuse me, I have morning voice today. And if you knew how many times I've tried to record this and I keep getting frogs, but I'm like, let's trooper through and do this. For those joining me, I am so grateful to the ones returning that give me the testimonials every week, and the most profound testimonials that just leave me speechless. And even the smaller ones, but not really smaller, the ones that simply say, I heard you on Spotify. Oh my goodness. That is over my head. That is so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please keep coming back. It's such a joy to be able to make a difference to those who have been positively impacted, and that was my intention, was to do a podcast where it's almost like I wanted it to be, and it's not quite there yet, but I wanted it kind of to be a Sunday service on the radio for you, but more of an inspirational rather than completely religious. I wanted it to be for everybody, interfaith, but also coming from a point of truth about my own experiences and what I've learned in my personal life and in my professional life. And so the testimonials that I get from all of you, the feedback, it's just so meaningful because it speaks to the intention that I had. I also want to remind you guys, and also tell you for the first time, if you're here for the first time hearing this, that I do have email services that you can purchase on my website. It's under emails and books, and we'll talk about the books next. One that you might be interested in is the 2020 forecast. It's kind of styled after a horoscope, but it's personalized to you, and it covers your life for the coming year under life purpose, financial, career area, relationship area, and health. And it's just a synopsis of what looks to happen, and of course you have free will, and it does say that this is the current projection forecast according to what your free will is currently doing, and can give some coaching on how to change it as well. If you get a basic one, it's only $10. If you get one where you want to ask a specific question about your life coming up, it's $20. So I keep it affordable, because it is meant to be smaller and more general, but it's still intuitive. So check that out. And I also offer channeled angel messages, Ascendant Master, which are your Ascendant Masters or your Saint Germain and such. I do channel messages from them and spirit guide messages. And if you are checking me out, if you're coming to me at this podcast through YouTube, you will be getting a special message channeled from the angels, and there's a weekly angel message, but also I'm going to be doing a spirit guide message upon request, because I did think of it, and also perhaps an Ascendant Master message as well on YouTube. So please, both forums, check it out, both places, because once again, it's my way of serving, and fingers crossed, not necessarily superstitious, but I love that I'm getting all positive feedback so far. It's just matters, and I'm so grateful to all of you who have been positively impacted by what I'm trying to do. So thank you so much. Once again, excuse my morning voice. I thought I was ready for this prime time today, but apparently the throat has not opened up yet. I had to work yesterday later, so still waking up for the day. today here in the East Coast, on the East Coast. Actually, I would have recorded this by now and headed out to breakfast with my son, but I thought it was going to have a bit of a mix into rain. It was going to be a bit of a miserable day. It hasn't quite started yet, but that's what we're expecting today. So hopefully I will get this in to see a few snowflakes. That would make me very happy. But I encouraged him and I to stay in and what I like to call nest today. Watch some football, not head out too early. He was on board with that. So here I am. And so a bit of a cloudy day out today. But for those of you in the Northeast and for those of you in parts of America having full-blown snowstorms, please stay safe. Please stay inside, get the fire going, watch the football, go Steelers, and and enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Christmas shopping can wait. Do it online. You know, it's safer, it's better, isn't it? At times. So let's get to the topic of today. And the topic of today is sleep and the necessity to get more of it, because as a world, as a human creature, most of us do not get enough sleep. So the topic is give it to God and go to sleep. And you can also say give it to your angels and go to sleep, which is what I do at times, because there are two reasons why I don't get enough sleep at times. I did last night, excuse me, but I still didn't get to, I fell asleep, woke up, was wide awake at 3 a.m. They say the artists and the creators are up at 3. Well, entrepreneurs too, I guess. That's me, I'm up. And then I go back, I try to lay down about 4 to 5 a.m. and then I usually wake up at 7 a.m. And that is no matter what my typical internal alarm clock. And I did it again last night. But sometimes I can't go to sleep early. And when I try to lay down, I can't get to sleep. No matter what I may try. Except one thing does work. And what I do, and I'm giving this exercise to you right now, is I take everything that may be keeping me from sleeping. Now, there's 2 reasons why I can't sleep. One is I see clients all day long, and the clients that come to me are there to receive help in healing and to receive help in upgrading their careers and their lives altogether. But many times during my average day, there are a lot of emotions involved with seeing my clients. And I can't be in an emotional place with them. That wouldn't serve them at all. So I put my feelings aside for the most part, and I go about helping them. And then I always try to clear out after they part from me, whether it be by phone or in person. I'll take myself apart at a distance, and I'll do like a clearing out. I'll let it go. I will send them blessings. If departed loved ones came in, I thank them for coming, and then I put it aside, and then it's on to the next person or on to the next group. But what I find sometimes when I go to bed at night is that I haven't done that completely. And so I lay down, and then there's this tsunami of feelings that come into me. Feelings of grief, the feelings of stress, and the feelings of confusion, the feelings of just scars and such. And I can tell that a little bit of it is me and a lot of it is them. It's not their fault, by the way. I don't know if it's necessarily my fault, but it's there. Now I'm laying there and I have anxiety. And I have no thoughts with the anxiety, truly. It's just anxiety that overtakes my body. And it makes me restless. And it's not a necessarily promotion to a certain brand, and I say this with responsibility, but sometimes I do put on some CBD cream, which does, I want to say, soften me with my anxiety, helps me to relax, and it works very well for me. But if I weren't using that, I would have tremendous anxiety. And if you want more information about that, please email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net, and I'll give you information about that and what brand I use and my connection and everything with that. But when I haven't used that in the past, I have been overwhelmed with anxiety. What I normally do is I just get up. And I go down to my recliner, and I'll put on something on TV that's relaxing, whether it's a soothing voice or some background music, and I just recline, put some blankets on me, and there's something about reclining rather than laying flat that helps and maybe the background music as well, it helps to take my anxiety away. Second thing that happens to me at times is that I lay down, and all of a sudden everything that I'm not doing comes to my head. I could be doing this right now and I'm not. Oh, I forgot to do that. I'd better get up and do that right now. And it's just this to-do list that comes right in. And then I can't relax until I do it. So I get up, I get back on the computer, I get it done. Sometimes it's my newsletter. Sometimes it is, I think of a product to offer, so I go and create it. Sometimes it's a little task, just, I didn't pay that bill, that type of thing. And so I'll go and do that so I can relax, and I can lay down, and I can know that the world's been left behind. I have to say, most of the time, that what I think a lot of you would say keeps you from sleeping, it doesn't happen to me. I don't lay down and start having negative thoughts. Yes, I do have to-do thoughts, but I don't lay down and start worrying a lot. Can I? Yes, I can. It happens sporadically, though. I think it probably happens once every few months. I'll lay down and I have worry. So here's what I do. To the exercise, you know I'm long-winded, right? Well, those of you who've listened before know I am. So the exercise that I do, and it works for all of those instances, by the way, is if I am worrying, if there are just thoughts plaguing me about the future, the what ifs, this is that stressful time of year, guys, where we're in the holidays and we have to buy gifts for those we love. Yes, we have to. We want to. We know that they're coming at us from them. And so if you're like me, you know, how can I put this? You want to give gifts, but you also know that the gifts are coming at you. So both inspire you, okay? So if you're in that occasion, how am I going to give a great Christmas to my children? How am I going to afford to do it? How am I going to fit in shopping with work? How am I going to get the Christmas dinner on the table? What do I get for people? I want, to give them great gifts. What should I get them? How do I deal with this or that? Everything that can be placed on our table of the stresses and the anxieties that we can have this time of year, and then add to it, guys. How do I cope with the missing of my departed loved one? My mother isn't here. My father isn't here. My child isn't here. My spouse isn't here. And that hole that can happen when you lay down. So what I do is I pull it all out of me, almost like a rope, pulling a rope. I take it all out. And it's an exercise. It's a bit of a meditation. I take it all out, and then I place it into the palms of my hands. I hold my hands almost as if in the formation, if you're Catholic nowadays, how you receive communion. Or if you hold out your hand for something, for water being poured into it. Or like Oliver in that musical, may I have more? You put your hands like that and you wad up all that you pulled out of you into a big ball. Okay? And then you place that big ball into your hands. Make sure you get it all. And when you have it all, you hold your hands up to the sky and you say, God, or you can say, angels, take this from me. I'm going to go to sleep now. I know it's in your hands, and I know that you'll work it out and fix it for me. You can even add, I'm okay. Now, if you do this right, and by right I mean, if you really are able to pull everything out of you and really able to feel that release and that handing over, you will feel light. I did this last night when I couldn't sleep. I felt light. I felt like I had taken off 5 pounds at least, if not more. Because everything that was holding me back from sleeping was gone. And then I laid down, I went to sleep, and I got a very good night's sleep. So try it. Some of you will say, I pray, but it doesn't help. I still am up. This is different. This is a handing over. Prayer is request, but we still hold on to it. And we still look for the results. And when we look for the results, by the way, it holds it back from us. We pray and pray and pray, and then we block the answer or the relief. So don't do that. Just pray once if you want, but pray in a way of gratitude. Say, I need help with this. Thank you so much for helping me with this. I'm going to go about my day now and serve. And know they got it. They heard you. They only need to hear you once. But don't we mostly sometimes try to pray over and over again because we want to make sure it's heard, and we're not seeing anything right away, and we're emotional, and sometimes we can even be desperate or pained in a large way. And so we pray and pray and pray over again because of our emotion when we only needed to pray once. It's heard. And you know what's amazing? I love this. I love this. What's amazing is that they feel your prayer too. So you don't have to get down on your knees. You don't have to be in church. You can feel a prayer. You can feel, I need help. Help. And they're right on it. They're right there. Isn't that amazing? When I was younger, I used to feel that I had lower energy around me. But a second into feeling that lower energy, angels would arrive. And throughout my life, into my adulthood, I would hear, you have to ask for help because you have free will, which is true. And I would say, well, something was different with me because I would not ask for help, but angels would come. And then I realized you were. The minute that you saw that there was lower energy around you, you said you felt help within yourself, whether it be your feelings or your thoughts. You said help, and they came. You didn't have to say it verbally. You don't have to pray verbally. But verbal prayer often helps us, so it's okay to do. But do know that they're on it early, and they are always there for you, whether or not you perceive them. So, when you hand it over, your God and your angels are on it. That's why it's said, and why we've heard, most of us have heard, sleep on it. You like God, me like you like I. I have to start bringing my coffee actually to my podcast. It is around here, by the way. It is prepared. Apparently I'm in a goofy mood today, so please excuse me. If you like it though, okay. But we often hear sleep on it and we think, oh, if you shelve it, you'll get the aha. And that is true. That is true. Right now I'm looking for something. And I know the minute I give up on looking for it, I'll find it. Yes, it's true. If you let it go, you'll get the answer or you'll find it. So that's true. But there's another meaning for that phrase. Sleep on it. All of us have God, angels, and departed loved ones. And departed loved ones as well come into us at night and whisper in our ear all the answers that we need. Now, if we're blocking them, if we're insisting on receiving the answers ourselves or getting the answers ourselves, we will not listen. But do know that when you hand it over, you have a team that is working with you, that's helping you. And sometimes you don't even have to give it to them. All you have to do is say, be there for me, help me. And they come right on in, console you, and give you the answers. I've said this before to you, repeat listeners. We're never left alone for a second. There's always at least one being or person, and actually being and person, who is next to us. And they're hearing everything that we're emanating. But that isn't a bad thing. That is actually a wonderful, amazing gift. Because I speak for myself. But I am not a perfect person. And I have, for lack of a better word, I've sinned. I have had lower consciousness times in my life. I've never killed anyone or anything. I've never intentionally robbed anyone. No, but have I had moments when I failed myself? Absolutely. Have I had moments where I failed others? I believe I have. However, I know, and it doesn't mean I don't work on myself, because I do every day, but it is such an amazing gift to know that no matter what I do, no matter what failings I have, there is a group of departed loved ones, spirit guides, angels, ascendant masters that are with me, willingly, lovingly, unconditionally, and accepting me for the true person I am, no matter what I do, no matter what I say. This may be disappointing to some of you, and to those perhaps, and I'm going to say something perhaps a bit, well, I'm going to go there. For those of you who are very religious, and what I mean by that, who are taught that it's so hard to get to heaven, I'd like to say this to you. We are all loved equally, no matter who we are and what we do. So that heavenly energy loved Charles Manson as much as it loves you. Loved Ted Bundy as much as it loves you. Loved Hitler as much as it loved you and loves you. That energy only knows how to love. Does it mean that we get away with everything and it doesn't matter what we do here? No, that's not what I'm saying. It means that energy is only capable of love. There is karma. There is cause and effect. You do get a review. You do have to pay the price. No one gets away with anything. But isn't it amazing? Isn't it comforting that you can screw up and there's still a force that loves you no matter what, that still looks at you in an adoring way, that still knows all that you truly are, no matter what kind of day you have? It's undaunting. It's the perfect parent. It's the perfect parent that we want, that we desire for, even if we have the best parents. It's an upgrade on them. I love that. I love that. I love that something has my back. I love that something's always there for me when I need it the most, when I need healing. It's there for you too. I'm not special. The Queen of England isn't special in the eyes of that creator. Nothing against the Queen. As I've told you before, I love a good tiara. So, keep that in mind. You're never alone in this world. And when it gets hardest, especially when you can't sleep, put it as a ball in the palm of your hands and hand it over to your entourage. Hand it over to your team. And then go to sleep and have wonderful dreams. Or don't dream at all, but just enjoy peace. Let me know if that helps, okay, guys? You can email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net. You can also message me through my business page on Facebook. It's under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. Or Spirit Teacher Lisa Hopp, I think is what it is. But find me. I'm on there. Now, the only time this may not work is if perhaps you're on some medication. Perhaps there's something a little bit more clinically going on as well. But for most of us, this should work. So see what you can do to try it, because you deserve rest. Your body needs rest. Your mind needs rest. Your soul needs to be able to rest. So see what you can do to try that out and see if it helps. I want to thank you so much for joining me again on this cloudy, mixed, rainy Sunday here on the East Coast. Once again, for those of you getting the adverse weather around the world, whether it be the fires or the snows or the floods, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. It's December. Enjoy your month. I will be back next week as far as I know. God willing, right? And I look forward to coming to you guys again. Check out my website again, lisahopp.com, for all of my services. Check me out on YouTube under Entertainment, Lisa Hopp. Please like and subscribe, because I have the intention of serving. So the more of you that subscribe, the more people we can reach, I can reach. And I'd like to do that. I'd like to serve. And if at all I can. All right. Thank you again. Many blessings. Have a wonderful Sunday.